And junior Roy Smith played wide receiver and returned kicks for the Heels this past season. He's also a hurdler on the track team. It's amazing how fast he is, considering he thought he'd never walk again. Julian Caldwell reports.
In the fall, he returns punts, and in the spring, he clears hurdles. But this might be junior Roy Smith's biggest accomplishment.
But during the 6th grade, I really didn't think of none of those things. I really was thinking could I walk again?
A driver sped through a stop sign and hit Smith as he was walking to his grandmother's house.
The car ran over me, and it went like 50 feet, and then it stopped, and then I was laying there. The next thing I know, I was in the hospital. I think I blacked out for a little minute.
Smith suffered 2 major bone breaks in his lower left leg. His parents homeschooled him for a year and a half after the accident because he was embarrassed to go to school in a wheelchair or cast.
I really didn't feel like running track after that no more. And they was like, you have so much talent, you need to keep on going.
Smith continued to run track and play football in middle and high school.
And he hasn't stopped, clearing obstacles like he clears hurdles. After 2 years as a scholarship runner, in 2012, Smith tried out and made the football team. And listen to how he compares it to running track.
Football is nothing compared to track. I can get through a football workout, but sometimes I can't get through all my track workouts.
And after once losing the ability to walk, he strives to be great at both and to control his own destiny.
I really don't want to be that athlete that say, oh, he ran track and football. I want someone to say, oh, he did great in football and track, and he could choose whichever sport that he wants.
And if anything gets in his way, he could probably jump right over it. In Chapel Hill, I'm Julian Caldwell.
If you know about track, you know a decathlete does 10 different events each meet. So why would a freshman take on such a challenge when he first didn't even consider track and field in college? Maybe to follow some footsteps. Julian Caldwell reports.
Brothers Ryan and John Ramsey have been sharing laughs, hobbies, and more since younger brother John started his first year at UNC in the fall.
Well, he actually lives in my room from freshman year, like just by coincidence. He and Carmichael.
Yeah, I got assigned to the exact same room.
That was by chance, but it's no chance that John picked up track as a junior in high school and followed his brother to Chapel Hill from home in Kentucky.
The fact that my dad did it and he was good at it, and that Ryan did it and was good at it. Basically, I hadn't been playing any other sports, so I just wanted to get involved with something, and so I did track.
John fractured his ankle in the fall and has missed his entire first season. Ryan, a junior at UNC, plays the supportive big brother role now, but admits that he's also been on the other end of his brother's injuries in the past.
I drove Power Wheels up a tree. He fell out of the back and got stitches on his forehead. And then, like a week later, I threw a boomerang and it hit you in the head, and you had to get stitches on that. So I felt bad, but in hindsight, it's pretty funny.
Now, as big kids in college, they work together to play pranks on their teammates.
I filled up a big pot of water and put ice cubes in it, and then he got some eggs. And then we opened the door to the shower, I poured all the water on him, and he threw the eggs at him, and it was hilarious.
With John scheduled for another week and a half of rehab, the brothers are looking to next season to not only play pranks together, but place together too. In Chapel Hill, I'm Julian Caldwell.
It will be a while before he plays again, but when he does, he could come back good as new, or even better than before. Julian Caldwell reports.
The fall that broke sophomore Louisville guard Kevin Ware's leg was so bad, we won't show it to you. All you have to see is teammates' reactions on the court, tears and all. But how bad is it?
Oh, he'll definitely be able to come back.
He won't be back for the Final Four this weekend, but athletic trainer Megan Fulton predicts in about a year, he should be back on the hardwood.
He'll have a long road of rehab and, some hard times ahead, but he'll definitely be able to come back and probably play basketball at the same high level, if not higher, than he before the injury happened.
During surgery, a metal rod like this one was inserted into Ware's leg after resetting the bone. Fulton says massaging to keep down swelling will likely follow the surgery. Then it's on to rehab exercises to gain back agility and mobility. It's a process, but one Fulton says is successful for this type of injury.
When you break something, as he did, as horrific as it was, once it heals, your bone heals and you tend to be just fine in the long run.
But sports psychologist Dr. Elizabeth Hedgepeth says the long run is the most trouble for recovering athletes. That's after teammates and other supporters pass the initial reaction to rally around the injured athlete.
They're not going to be gathering around him like they do. It's like any other tragedy. People come for a while and then they get on with their life.
Hedgepeth and Fulton both agree that maintaining confidence is the biggest challenge.
It's going to take time, and he won't know that he's going to be able to get through it until he gets through it.
And chances are he'll get through it before his college basketball career is over. In Chapel Hill, I'm Julian Caldwell.
In the press conference earlier today, Ware said doctors told him it could take 8 to 12 weeks for the bone to heal. He's been cleared to travel with his teammates to Atlanta for the Final Four. 40 years ago, Reggie McAfee made history as a Tar Heel track star. He became the first African-American to run a mile in less than 4 minutes, dispelling some myths of the day. UNC honored his accomplishment this past Saturday at the final meet of the season, naming the mile race the McAfee Mile.
No one can run a mile in his shoes, but Saturday runners ran a mile in his name. Being the first African-American to run a sub-4-minute mile is a very specific goal that Reggie McAfee had in mind more than 40 years ago before coming to UNC.
There was a lot of stereotypes that African-Americans were just sprinters, but I just enjoy running. And I just knew that it was my passion, so I decided to do what I love. And I love to run, and that was one goal that I decided I was going to go after.
It was mission accomplished in 1973, but don't confuse McAfee with a contented man.
No, I finished second, and I was upset about the fact that I finished second because I'm about finishing first.
Now McAfee instills that winning character in young people interested in distance running through the Cross Country for Youth program he started in 2006. UNC head coach Harless Metter says that's as much a reason for honoring McAfee as his historic run is.
We want to be tremendous athletes. We want to graduate, do well academically. Then we want to go out into the professional world and give back to the community. So he's doing what we're challenging all of our kids to do.
None of the runners in the McAfee Mile conquered the challenge of running a sub-4-minute mile, but McAfee says the event should still serve as inspiration.
If one looks back at your history and say, well, could I have done this or could I have done that? I always feel like the impossible is possible.
And the possible is only a mile away. In Chapel Hill, I'm Julian Caldwell.
As fast as he ran that mile, McAfee didn't win the race. He finished second to teammate Tony Waldrop, who still holds the outdoor record in the mile with a time of 3 minutes and 59 seconds. McAfee holds the school record for the outdoor 800 meter.